Okay, so this is your packet. Please make sure you start by putting your name at the top. So when you hand it in, I don't have to come back and ask you what your name is and whose it is. So, step 1, we're doing molar mass. We've been doing this. So, we'll go over AgNO3 together. Alright, so if we look at AgNO3, it's made up of silver, nitrogen, and oxygen. Okay, and if we look at silver, there's no subscript, so the symbol itself represents 1. Same thing is true for nitrogen. No subscript, so the symbol represents 1. Oxygen, though, has this little guy, so oxygen has 3. Now, right, to find the masses, you look on your periodic table. So if you find Ag, which is in group 11, we go, all right, Ag is 107.87. I apologize for kind of running out of room. Okay, nitrogen is in group 15 and has a mass of 14.01. And then oxygen has a mass of 16. So we do 3 times 16 and we get 48. So now we just have to add all of these numbers together to get the molar mass of AgNO3. So if I do that, if I take 107.87 and I add 14.01 and I add 48, I get a mass of 169.88 grams. So I write that up here, 169.88. Now you'll notice it says grams per mole. So this tells you that it's molar mass. Okay, so that right there. So grams per mole. So in 1 mole, there are 169.88 grams. Okay, and you're going to use this number that you just figured out to do the next 2 sections. So let's take a look at that. So 169.88. Oh, look at this. We're going to convert the following to moles. So this is a half grams want moles. And there is conveniently this little bit of info right over here. So you want to divide by the molar mass or the molar volume. So in this case, I have 56.7 grams of silver nitrate. I'm going to divide that by the molar mass, which is 169.88. So if I take 56.7 and I divide by 169.88, I get 0.33, and I went around to 4. So that's all you have to do to convert from grams to moles. So you take the number of grams you're given, which is going to be in this line, and you divide by the molar mass, which you got in number 1. Okay, the next one, the next set of information, okay, very similar. So in this case, you have moles and you want grams. So, like before, you've got this neat little piece of info. You're going to multiply by the molar mass. So, in this, instead of dividing by 169.88, I'm going to take 2.4 and I'm going to multiply by 169.88. So if I take 169.88 and I multiply by 2.4, I get 407.712. So that's what I write here, 407.712. And you can do that for all of them. Okay, now, you might notice that we've got some liters here. And that we've also got some liters here. Now, anytime you see liters, okay, instead of molar mass, you're using molar volume. And molar volume is 22.4 liters. Okay, so in this case, we would divide by 22.4 liters. Okay, the neat thing about gases is that you can have them in liters. You don't have to take their molar mass. You just have to know 22.4 liters. Okay, so on this one, you divide by 22.4. On this one, you're going to multiply by 22.4. So anytime you see those liters, you're using the number 22.4 instead of the molar mass. Okay, so that's just kind of an aside. So make sure you do that for any problems that say liters, and I think those are the only two on this. Okay, the next section is balancing. You know how to balance, okay, but we can go through and we'll do this first one together. So, I've got 2 sodiums and 1 sodium. So I'm going to put a 2 out front here. So, now that gets my sodiums all set. That gives me now 2 oxygens. Over here I have 2 oxygens, so oxygens are all set. I have 2 hydrogens, and I have 2 hydrogens, so my hydrogens are all set. So I am balanced with just putting that 2. Make sure you do one element at a time. Okay, if you try to do them all, it's going to get confusing. Alright, so a couple of hints. On this one, do your carbons and your hydrogens first. And I'll give you a hint. You're going to have to put a 2 here. Okay, on this one, do your oxygens first. Okay, and remember, you've got a 3 and a 2, so you're going to have to go to 6. Alright, this next section, you've done all of this, and there are examples. So, this first part is just calculating molar masses. So, Cl2, right, is made up of chlorine, which is 35.45 grams. There's 2 of them, so you multiply it, so your molar mass is 70.9. So, these are just showing you how to find the molar masses of those, and you want to do the rest of them. You're going to use molar masses, and you're going to have to find molar masses again. So this is just going to be a lot of practice. Okay, so in this one, you're going from grams to moles. Okay, and remember when you're going from grams to moles, you're dividing by the molar mass. And again, there's an example here. The last section, okay, you're going from moles to grams. So you're going to multiply by molar mass. And again, this is the stuff you've been doing. But the more you practice it, okay, the better you'll get at it. So again, that's an example of how you would do it, okay, which is the same way you've been doing it before. It just sets it up so that you can see where the masses come from. Okay, so that should finish us off. Take some time to do your worksheet. Okay, you've got a packet of that, and this is due tomorrow. Okay, we will take about 15 minutes at the beginning of class, if you need it, for questions. But make sure you have done the worksheet. I will be checking for your attempt. And that will be a grade tomorrow. So if you come in with an empty worksheet, with an empty packet, you will have a detention. And that will be tomorrow, which is Tuesday, from 2:45 to 3:15. So make sure you are focusing and getting your work done. Okay, you can do this, but you got to put the time in. All right, and again, if you have any questions, you can feel free to email me. Ask the sub. Feel free to watch portions of this video again if you need to. And I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. I shall see you tomorrow.